Well, in a game where the Quetta Gladiators had momentum to play for and the Multan Sultans wanted to play for pride, it came down to the wire, but in the end, it was the Quetta Gladiators who were victorious for their 6th straight victory in a row. The 10-days did not seem to bother them at all. Brilliant effort by the batters there to chase down 185 for 7, which is what the Multan Sultans put on at the beginning. Tell you what, it was a bit of a rock and roll show though with the bat and the ball. It was a tussle right down to the very end. And it was the youngster Hassan Nawaz who was absolutely brilliant with the bat. He anchored it through a slightly nervy chase at the end, but he pumped Mohammad Hassan for a 6th straight over long on to end the victory for the Quetta Gladiators. Look at the elation there from the youngster. Just a wonderful effort and composure by him at the end to seal the deal for the Quetta Gladiators. Wonderful scenes there, and not so wonderful at the moment here at Rawalpindi Stadium. Slight dust storm going on, but looking at the match summary of what we've just seen, Multan Sultans, after winning the toss, electing to bat first, posting 185 for 7. Yasser Khan, the youngster up the front, was fantastic, 45 of 25, supported by Tayyab and Shahid, 36 and 29 apiece. Some brilliant bowling by Tariq, though, 3 for 32, and in reply it was Hassan Nawaz, the main destroyer, 67 red of 38 balls, supported by Khawaja Nafay. Quetta Gladiators winning by 2 wickets today. And what does that do to the standings? Well, absolutely nothing compared to how we started today's game. Quetta Gladiators, they finish now with 15 points, far above second in Karachi Kings there. Multan Sultans, only 1 win the entire season for them, winning 1 out of 10 games. Not the way that the defending runners-ups would have wanted things to go, but Quetta Gladiators looking like the team to beat so far in HBL Pakistan Super League 10. Of course, it is a double-header here at Rawalpindi Stadium. A massive dust storm is flowing through at the moment. Look at those Pakistan flags on display there. Looking, though, like it will pass through very quickly. We're very hopeful that even though the toss is slightly delayed, that we're going to be getting play for the next match. The important match, of course, Peshawar Zalmi taking on Lahore Qalandars coming up next. But still so much to chat about with what we've just seen in the first game of today. Player of the match, though, well, it was the youngster Hassan Nawaz, who was absolutely brilliant once again. Let's take a little look at his innings now. Mike Hazeman alongside me. Hazy, what an innings by the youngster once again.
Yeah, I think this guy's a seriously impressive player, and I think he's someone we need to watch very closely. Just 22 years of age. He's got 100 against New Zealand. This is the 3rd big knock in a row where he's been undefeated. He got a 64 not out, 100 not out, now he's got 67 not out. It's just remarkable, and the way that he paced this so beautifully to steer them home, I thought was quite remarkable. Brilliant stuff.
What a wonderful effort it was by the youngster there. Off the back of 100 red ink on this particular wicket, he was looking fantastic again. Once he survived a certain scare, Mike Hazeman, because potentially the turning point of the innings was Mohammad Hassan dropping Nawaz onto. A little reminder of the match summary here. Again, he was the main destroyer, 67 red ink of just 38 balls. Khawaja Nafay as well, another youngster, 51 of just 26. Saud Shakil, I mean, not the biggest innings for the captain, but he certainly rallied his troops very well. But Mike Hazeman, let's go back to the turning point, because this truly did the damage for the Quetta Gladiators.
Every game has a turning point, and this is the one we think it should have been taken. He overran it, actually, and the last man had a double back. Hasnain, he's a very experienced player, international player, and should have taken that catch. He'd be very annoyed with the fact that he didn't. He wasn't settled in any sense with his feet or his hands. They weren't in the right position, and sadly for Sultans, it went down.
Tell you what, it certainly was a turning point, wasn't it? A 65-run turning point indeed, after getting dropped on 2. Having a little look there, I mean, considering he did the bulk of the damage there, Hazy, what a costly moment that was in the field.
It was, and the thing about Hassan Nawaz is he's such a dangerous player, such a dominating player. I mean, in that knock at 67, when there were 6 sixes and 2 fours, he wasn't just getting the boundaries, he was clearing the boundaries by a long way. And that's what really kept him in the game the whole way, right towards the very end, and then sealing with a 6 as well was brilliant. We mustn't forget Nafay with 51 off 26, but Nawaz was the head and shoulders above everyone else, and he's someone I'm going to certainly watch very closely, and I think everyone in Pakistan should do the same.
Oh, it's good signs for Pakistan cricket, 100%. And as you rightly mentioned, Khawaja Nafay, another youngster who was absolutely brilliant, getting the chance to open at the expense of Finn Allen not being back yet from New Zealand. He was our Super Sixers of the day.
Yeah, he's a fine player, that's for sure. 51 off just 26 deliveries, 4 sixes in this knock. He's such a clean hit of the ball. He seems to be one of those guys who looks, first of all, look at that, charging as well, and slamming the ball straight. That's when he's at his best as well. He's really put on a show today. Got lots and lots of confidence. That time he used the back of his bat to get to 50. That was a terrific knock as well.
Maturity and presence of mind from the youngster there. Got an opportunity to open, made them pay. Covers going on at the moment. There's no rain around. Do not worry, folks watching at home. This is just a precautionary method, I'd say. A bit of debris flying around at the moment with the intensity of these winds. We do know, though, that when these dust storms come, they're thick, fast and furious, and they pass on just as quickly. I
think the idea for the covers, by the way, right now is just to make sure there's not any dust that gets settling on the pitch, and I think that's a good idea, just to make sure there's no change of the performance, if you like, of the pitch when we get our second game underway today.
If you're a bowler, you might be hoping so.
Yeah, quite right. Take them off, they're saying. Take them off.
Absolutely. Well, the Quetta Gladiators, they wanted to win 6 on the bounce to keep momentum going their way. Let's take a little look at the fall of wickets in their chase.
Right, here's a look at the chop on. Now that was just after getting 50 for Nafay. Chopped it on. That was unlucky for the skipper. Sakil just caught up in his thigh pad. That was a good catch in the end, taken by Baki and the covers. So that was 3 wickets going down for just 10 runs. So at this stage, it was a real chance for them to get right back in the game. So they thought there was a real chance that they were going to be steaming home from here, and they would have been really confident. However, they didn't realise that that was a fine catch, by the way, nicely taken on the boundary, but there was some really good batting to come and some good hitting, but there was also some outstanding throwing. What about this? Outstanding work. That was just magnificent throwing from Taib Tahir, and magnificent catching as well, just next to the stumps. So that was the first. There was another brilliant one from Baki too.
Yeah, it was brilliant, wasn't it, Mike Hazeman? And it was a nervy chase for the Quetta Gladiators, but luckily they did manage to get the job done. Wonderful effort by the Quetta Gladiators. Winning those nervy ones is incredibly important heading into the playoffs, isn't it, Hazy?
It certainly is. I mean, good teams do win the very close ones, and 6 in a row, that's going to put them in really good stead for the really sharp end of this tournament, sitting on top of that table now, eyeing, of course, that top 2 spot. So they'll be well placed as we look at the bowling for Multan Sultans. Shahid, I thought he was really good today, 4 overs 3 for 29. He was disappointed right at the very end, but going at 7.25 on that surface is a fine performance. I also thought Ubay did a very good job until his last over, and he got some real tap at his last over, and it just fell apart a little bit. But up until that stage, with his 3 overs, he was terrific. Hasnain a little bit on the expensive side, so he'll be disappointed with that. But Shahid was the star with the ball for Sultans.
Absolutely, and you're talking about the Multan Sultans, they had nothing to lose, everything to gain. They gave opportunities to a lot of different players there today as we take a little look at the Multan Sultans batting card, and there's a name that sits up the top there, Yasir Khan, the youngster, only 23 years of age. He gets an opportunity to open the batting this time, and I think we should take a little look at his boundaries because I thought he was sensational for his 45 of just 25 balls.
We all know he's a naturally aggressive player, and he lost his partner Mohammad Rizwan nice and early, so then there was a bit of responsibility coming on his shoulders, and have a strike rate of 180 and to play so well for this 45 or 25. Yeah, he would have been disappointed if he didn't kick on and get himself a big total, but he certainly showed some authority out in the middle and hit the ball very nicely. 4 sixes and a couple of sixes and 6 fours was really good batting from Yasir Khan. Nice work from him.
It definitely wasn't a poor performance by the Multan Sultans. It wasn't the absolute batting track of a road that we saw 10 days ago, the last time we played in this particular wicket. Tayyab got a wonderful start there too. Yahan Zeb as well, the youngster, looked the goods for his 25 of just 21 balls. But it was due to some safe hands by Danish Aziz that brought that wonderful innings of Tayyab to here to an end. He was our safe hands of the day.
Yeah, they had to get Tahir out. He was looking nice and set. This was a very good catch to get him out, nice and low, getting those fingers underneath it, leaving it no doubt whatsoever. Tariq picked up 3 wickets today, and he was applauding the catch at deep backward square as well. But a fine grab. He didn't look in any trouble whatsoever. Got himself in a perfect position as soon as that ball went in the air. Judged it perfectly. Had to come through forward a little bit, but very safe. Nice snaffle. Very well done, and always good to see a bowler appreciate the work from the guy in the outfield.
Yeah, a quick little word on Usman Tariq as well, 3 for 32. He was definitely one of the standout with the ball from the Quetta Gladiators perspective. Gets an opportunity and importantly made some good inroads today for the Gladiators.
Yeah, I was pleased to see him get a run today for starters. He's been on the sidelines, and we know that he's been under the scrutiny with his action. But to pick up those 3 wickets, I think will do him the world of good as an individual. And I think it was important, once he did get a run again, to actually pick up wickets early. He picked up a wicket in his very first over. And I think that was something that really gave him a nice little boost. And then he just controlled things from there on. And he can be well pleased sitting in that change room tonight with the fact that he personally did a fine job.
Yeah, not a hugely scoring affair here at Rawalpindi Stadium. We've definitely seen plenty of sexes all around the park. But, you know, one man that certainly knows how to finish off an innings is Fahim Ashraf, and he had an absolute beauty in his innings. Let's take a little look now in our refreshing moment.
Loves hitting a long ball. Look at that, he's picked that up. That was pretty much a Yorker. I'm still trying to work out, look how close this is to his feet. I'm still trying to work out how he's actually got the elevation underneath that. Such strong wrists to just have a bit of a forearm jab, if you like. Just a little punch, scooping it out and hitting it a long way down the ground. That boundary is 65 metres. However, that travelled about 70. The bowler's quite stunned as well.
I mean, physics was never my strong point, but that seemed to defy the laws of gravity, the way he dug that one out and absolutely pumped it straight down the ground for a 6. Looking at the standings, Hazy, I mean, nothing changed, did it?
Before we go any further, what's physics?
Nothing I studied in school, that's for sure. But the Quetta Gladiators, I was better at maths, and I can tell you that nothing has changed as I look at these standings from when we started today. Except Quetta Gladiators have got 2 more points to their name, sitting pretty at 15. They've certainly been a class act after a slow start this season.
Yeah, good stuff from them, and everyone's focusing on the top 2 spots to get 2 bites of the cherry. That's who everyone wants to be, and all these teams. We've got a big game coming up next. This dust storm, by the way, seems to be just settling down a little bit, so that's good news for the upcoming game, which is going to be a big one.
Oh, it doesn't get any bigger than this, does it? Babar Azam versus Shaheen Shah Afridi. Peshawar Zalmi versus Lahore Qalandars. This is a knockout match, ladies and gentlemen. Friends watching at home, do not turn off your televisions, because match number 29, Mike Hazeman, whoever wins this nabs the 4th and final playoffs position.
Massive, absolutely massive, this one. So that's going to be a terrific game. We're going to hope when we come back and get to see some photographs, or some shots, I should say, of the square shortly, that we're not going to see those blokes sitting in the middle holding the covers down, or those stiff flags. We want to see them just flopping with no wind.
Well, I can tell you with the physics as well, once again, I can see them all sitting at one end.
What's that?
Oh, no, I don't even want to talk about that. That might might be a little bit of rain falling, a little bit of barish, bit of participation. We weren't meant to have any weather here today, so Mike Hazeman, I'm very hopeful that this is just a very brief and passing shower. Well done to the entire ground staff for getting out there, being preemptive and getting those covers down, so we shouldn't have any damage to the square whatsoever, and play should be imminent once this is over. And
you think also with this really strong breeze we got at the moment, it's going to be a passing shower. You would hope that's going to be the case. But let's hope this sweeps through and we get underway pretty soon.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're off to a very short break here in the pitch-side studio, which is up in the comm box at the moment because there is a little bit of rain falling, but rest assured we will be back the second we have play underway. It is a playoff berth at stake today. Peshawar Zalmi taking on Lahore Qalandars, all to play for in match number 29 of HBL Pakistan Super League 10. We'll see you very, very shortly.